Once you get this amazing news that you have cleared the CA intermediate level, the next big thing which comes to our mind is to get a good articleship training. Friends, I am CA Jayesh Popat, and in this video, I will discuss certain aspects in relation to this. I will share with you a format of CV. We'll also discuss certain CV do's and don'ts so that you keep in mind while you are preparing your CV. I'll also guide you through how to apply for articleship. We'll talk about various firms, big fours, mid-sized firms, and I'll also give you very special tips about the interview preparation process. So friends, if you are new to this channel, please do subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button. Also share this video with your friends who have recently cleared intermediate exams so that they can also be benefited with the help of this video. Now friends, we'll look at the format of the CV. Let's go to the format of the CV. The CV normally comprises of two elements. The first element is the cover letter and the second element is the CV itself. The basic purpose of the cover letter is to introduce yourself to the prospective firm and showcase to the firm that how you're suitable for the articleship training position in that particular firm. So I have already made this format. It should be addressed either to the partner or the HR manager of the prospective firm. The subject should clearly state that it is an application for articleship training. You should introduce yourself to the firm. You should state that in which attempt have you cleared your intermediate exams, whether you have cleared group 1, group 2 or both the groups, because as per current regulations you are eligible to do the articleship even if you have cleared either of the groups of the intermediate level. If you have achieved a rank, then you should also state what rank you have achieved. You should also state which school have you done your schooling from, and if you are currently pursuing your graduation, you should state the name of the college, and also very important, state your college timings so that the prospective firms get a clear idea in terms of your college commitment. Then it should end with a courtesy, and let's move on to the format of the CV. See, your CV should be divided into various sections. It's very important to remember that your CV should not exceed a page. The ideal length of a CV should not be more than a page. The first column or the first part of the CV should be your career objective. What is your career objective? Your expectation out of doing the articleship training. So I have briefly stated what a career objective should be. You can either use the same or you can amend it as per your requirement. The next section should be the professional qualification. So in terms of professional qualification, ideally you would have cleared your CA foundation level and you have cleared your CA intermediate level, either both the groups or either of the groups. So you should state details in relation to the same. Then next comes your education qualification, starting from class 10 till whatever level, whatever semester you are in your graduation, you should state it along with the marks which you have achieved. The next section talks about your computer skills or any trainings which you have achieved. So if you have completed your IT OT training, you should state that. You should state that how good you are with basic MS Office tools like Excel, Word, PowerPoint, etc. And if you are conversant with any of the accounting package like Tally, etc., you should also state the fact. The next section is about achievements and extracurricular activity. I have said optional because maybe you have something to showcase, you may not have something to showcase. What would be the ideal content of this? Maybe you have got an all India rank in your, let's say, 10, 12. Maybe you are a school topper. Maybe you have attended various debates, or maybe you have got some state level recognition in some sports, etc. So whatever your, let's say, recognition or awards, etc., you can place it in this section. And finally it should end with providing certain specific personal details, right? So this is the ideal format of a CV which you could use for your purpose. What you should remember is that CV is a statement of fact. So just to make it look attractive, you should not put in misleading information. You should state only the facts in the CV. It's always good to keep it simple, crisp and short. So I have run you through the format of the CV. You will find a Word doc link in the description section of this video. You can download the Word doc and edit it as per your requirement. Now coming up to the next element, which is how to apply for articleship training. See, there are various modes in which you can apply for articleship training. The best way is that if you know somebody, maybe your friend, maybe your relative, maybe your senior, who is working in a good firm, you can always approach him or her. Let's say forward your CV to him or her and request him to forward it internally. This is the best way to get articleship. The ICAI also has a specific dedicated web portal. So if you do a Google search ICAI articleship portal, the result will come up. You can upload, you can make a profile in that website. That's very useful. You will get various opportunities for articleship from there as well, right? So these are the two ways in which generally you will get your articleship. Friends, I have always emphasized on the fact that a good articleship, a good practical exposure is imperative to shape your professional skills, and it becomes even so more important once you qualify as a chartered accountant, right? And once you go for a job interview, what practical work which you have done becomes extremely important, right? So my advice, take your articleship very seriously. The skill set which you acquire during your articleship are extremely important, and how your future will be shaped once you qualify as a chartered accountant depends to a great extent on what practical experience you have acquired during your articleship time. Now talking about the type of the firm. See, the options are either you can go for big fours. Big fours would generally require a rank, or there are various other firms which provide you an equally enriching experience as good as big fours. So what is important is, as soon as the result is out, you should make your CV and send it to your firm of choice as soon as possible, so that the vacancy is not filled up. And that is the very purpose of this video, to acquire, to equip you with the necessary skills to prepare a CV. And as soon as your result is out, I would request, please float it out to the various contacts which you have. These big fours or these big firms have their web portals as well. You can go to their web portal and upload your CV. You will definitely get a response from their side. Then now coming to the next section, which is interview prep trip. See, this is very important, because once you're going to a good firm, they would always try to test your academic knowledge. See, you don't have a work experience, so they will not check your technical experience, but since you have cleared the intermediate exam, they would definitely try to check upon your educational background as to how good you are with the academics which you have done. So what are the things which you should keep in mind, or what are the things which you should study while appearing for the interview? Generally, when you are going for an articleship, right, you should have knowledge of all the accounting standards. You should have knowledge on standards on auditing. They may ask you certain key sections from the law, or they may ask you certain provisions from direct tax. They may ask you certain provisions from GST. So you should be well equipped with your academic part. Recently the budget was announced, and I expect there would be some questions from the key budget highlights. So it is important to look at the key budget highlights, because you can expect a question from these budget highlights. Now once you're going for the interview, please ensure that you are properly and professionally dressed, and you're carrying certain extra copies of your CV, so in case there is a need for one, it's readily available with you. Hope this format of CV will help you, and the tips shared by me will help you in clearing the interview process. In case you need more help, in case you have certain specific questions, do ask it in the comment section. You can also reach me at my email ID. I would provide the email ID and the contact details in the description section. So now I wish you all the best for your interview. I wish that you get a good articleship training. Remember, articleship training is extremely important. Do take it seriously, and all the best for your future ahead. Thank you guys.